Okay, welcome. Today I wanted to offer some reflections about why men struggle to be challenged in their relationships. I got asked this question a while ago, so I just saw it and I was like, okay, I will answer that question. So, okay, enjoy. Yeah, someone asked me this question, why do men struggle to be challenged in their relationships? Um, and I thought this would be useful because, especially my work with men, ex-boarders, people who've been through trauma, this can be aggravated. Um, and why is it that we struggle to be challenged? So for me, I'll just list through a few reasons and then I'll say a few of the ways that we can combat this. And the beginning is we struggle to be challenged is because underneath, when we get challenged, it's like our belief or our fear that we're not good enough comes to the surface. I think sometimes as men, we don't connect in really with what we're feeling. I'm fine, or we kind of chatting with mates, but we don't go into our authentic self and go, oh, where am I at actually? I'm a bit nervous today. Oh, I'm fine, yeah. And when we're challenged, often we have to go into that, maybe I'm not good enough. It reminds me of a teaching of a Buddhist monk, a lama, and he was saying that people often praise him, and sometimes he criticizes. And he says, "I'm not interested in the praise," he says, "but I am interested in the criticism because I see that's where I can grow." But often I find that in relationships we struggle to be challenged. And I do see in my work with the Mankind Project, and I'm speaking to the community director of the UK and Ireland Mankind Project on my podcast next week, and I see that that's a key thing in between boys and men. Boys, it's this thing of, it's all about me, look at me, whereas the man is like, how may I serve? How may I grow? How may I evolve? And the work I've done with the Mankind Project, it's like we challenge each other. We say, look, okay, come on, you can do better. Let's bring ourselves up a level. Often boys, it's like, we're frightened of going into the vulnerability. The more men I've spent time with doing the Mankind Project, these are very powerful men. Some in the top positions in the world in some of their jobs. They can be more vulnerable. They really soften into that place. So why we struggle is that, maybe we struggle because we've not challenged ourselves. We don't do that work of, what's my relationship like? What's my fitness like? What's my finances like? Sometimes in relationship, they challenge us. They say enough. And often in my work as a coach, a therapist, it's the wives who come to me. They're the ones, because the men often, they don't see that they've got something to work on. The women can see, or maybe you can see what your wife, the man can see what the wife needs to work on. Because we're around each other all the time, we see our gifts, our shining, but also our shadows, what needs to work on. Why we struggle sometimes is maybe it's true. Maybe it is true that I'm not very good at listening. And it hurts. And that's why we struggle, is because it hurts. It's like, maybe this is true. And maybe I have to do something. So, sometimes when we struggle, what one of the remedies is to feel. This is what I feel. And I love, and I've mentioned this many times, the film The Work. They go into Folsom Prison. And one of the facilitators says, this is how a man cries, shoulders back and his head up. And it's taking that full responsibility. It's like, this is what I feel. When you challenge me, oh, that really hurts. But that's okay, bring it on. The tears come. And as Joy Chavrin says in her book Boarding School Syndrome, or certainly in one of her interviews, is the flip side of joy. If the flip side of the grief, the tears, is the joy. So if we do feel it, really connect, then we also then can feel joy. We can open, expanding. So yeah, one of the ideas as I was preparing this was thinking of the guy called Jocko Willink. He talks about this idea of extreme ownership. So when we are challenged, it's like to take extreme ownership, to go, right, okay, I'll do something about this. I will take 100% responsibility. I will change. And often, if we struggle to be challenged, we're not really taking 100% ownership. We're going, oh, it's you. It's nothing to do with me. It's like, what do I feel? Is it true or not? And I think the final point I wanted to just talk about is how we deal with this is when we're challenged, especially for men, I talked about this in one of my films quite a few years ago, is there's 5 ways of dealing with the feminine and especially powerful emotions like anger. 5 ways, and only one of them works. The first way is we can get angry back at our feminine partner. And it could be if you're in a gay relationship, one's going to be more masculine, one's going to be more feminine. So the first way is to get angry back at them. It's like, rah! Now, for me, that doesn't work. Second one is to justify ourselves. So, we're challenged, and we go, but the reason it's like, no, that doesn't work either. The feminine partner feels like they're not being heard, they're not being listened to. The third thing is we run away. It's like, we disappear. It's like, you challenge me, hey, I'm out of here. I can't handle it. And again, that doesn't work for a feminine partner. They don't feel safe. The fourth aspect that we've got is we then try and fix them. It's like, you're challenging me. Sounds like you need to go and have some therapy. What you really need is this. And again, the feminine partner does not want to be, fixed. For them, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just sharing what they're feeling. So the fifth way is the way that really works when we're challenged, and that's to be present. So really, like that man said in the work, shoulders back, head up, fully present. Right, I see, and I'm hearing, and I'm there for you. You're struggling, or you're angry, you're challenging me. It's like, thank you. Thank you. As the Lama says, this is giving me an opportunity to grow. So, updates, little updates, podcast. I've got Rod Boothroyd booked in again for January. I've got the Mankind Project, Lawrence Johns, the community director, speaking to him next week. And then be reaching out to Joy Chavrin in the next couple of weeks to get her on again, and also Richard Beard hopefully will be coming on. If you have any guests you'd like me to reach out to, I'll see what I can do. And the book, I've almost finished the last edit, and then I'll be sending it off to Routledge, hopefully in the next few weeks. That's what I'm going to do now. So many blessings to you. So what to do and why we struggle when we're challenged. So many blessings. Take care.